Okay, guys, this video is about the dirty, dark secrets of the Emancipation Proclamation because it is a pro-slavery document, mainly. So first of all, let's talk about what was going on at the time when this was written. The South was trying to get support from England and France in their war against the North, or the war against the northern invaders. And the South's largest customer for their cotton was England. So they really wanted to get trade going with England and all this. And if England would help the South, then France would also. But England made a big deal out of freeing slaves in their empire, and they were strongly against slavery. So Lincoln, being the smart guy is, and Lincoln was extremely smart, a very canny politician, he makes the war about freeing slaves because up until then, Lincoln had made it very clear he had no intention of freeing the slaves. He said so repeatedly. So the Emancipation Proclamation was to put a damper on England and France helping the South. The other thing it did is it encouraged slaves to revolt. But Lincoln, when he wrote this thing, he knew he had no power on freeing slaves in the South. But here's why this is a pro-slavery document. It's very important to understand this. It only freed slaves in states that were in rebellion. Okay? I'm sure you've heard that. The other thing is that is always ignored. Let me see. Okay, right here, he talks about when this goes on effect, when it goes into effect. On this first day of January in the year of our Lord, 1863, in accordance with my purpose, so to do publicly proclaim for the full period of 100 days from the day first mentioned above, order and designate as states and parts of states wherein the people thereof respectively are this day in rebellion against the United States, the following to wit. And he names the states that are, or the areas that are in rebellion. So what Lincoln is saying here, these are the states that are in rebellion. They have 100 days to come back into the Union, so they will not be in rebellion. If they come back into the Union, they can keep their slaves. So, so it's a pro-slavery document. But here's another kicker that people don't understand. This is also important to understand. So he is naming the states that are in rebellion, but then he gets to Louisiana. He says, Louisiana, except the parishes of St. Bernard, Plaquemines, Jefferson, St. John, St. Charles, St. James, Assumption, Terrebonne, on and on and on. And he does that for other states too. He names areas that for some reason the Emancipation Proclamation will not take effect, that the slaves in those areas will not be free. So why did he do that? Because northern industries had businesses in the South, and he did not want those slaves free. So, so there's two big things you can take out of this. Three big things. This was the stymie of France and England from helping the South. It gave the states in rebellion 100 days to come back into the Union. It didn't free any slaves in the Union states. And I guess there's four things. And also it specified areas in the South where slaves would not be free.